Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome to Secrets of the Canadian Dollar. Now we've been checking out a whole bunch of range, but now I just want to know more about the money, and so let's just see what these guys are saying.
Having spent 2.5 years working in a foreign exchange bureau, I'm making a series of videos to share some of the coolest and most interesting banknotes from around the globe. Today we're taking a look at the Canadian dollar, regarded by many as the absolute coolest set of banknotes in the world.
We'll see about that.
And very recently, they got a whole lot cooler. But let's start with the current notes. This is the Frontier series, released from 2011 to 2013.
Well then, I just had to pause it there because there is no way I can just skip past that. They are incredible. I mean, they definitely are very similar to Australia's, and I don't know which one is kind of modeled on each because they both have the near like full transparent window. I mean, to be honest, Australia's does extend the entire width of the note, where these ones are kind of bordered by, I can only assume, some kind of maple leaf looking thing. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But no, they are very, very vibrant, and honestly, the strangest thing is they've kind of mixed up the colors in terms of Australia. I mean, we don't have a purple one, and that's pretty cool, but then the 5 in Australia, and then we've got the pink instead, and then instead of the 100 being yellow, the 50 is yellow, the 20 is red, and then the green is the 100 for Australia. And so yeah, obviously the entire thing's just kind of mixed up. But no, obviously both banknotes are very cool, and so let's just see what the new ones are going to be like, I guess.
4 out of the 5 denominations feature a former Canadian Prime Minister on the front.
Okay.
The only exception being the $20 bill, which features the Queen instead, who's appeared on Canadian banknotes throughout her life.
Damn.
In the transparent window, a different building from Parliament can be seen on each.
Fair enough.
But it's the reverse of each note where they really get interesting. The space travel themed $5 sees astronaut Commander Chris Hadfield beside the Canadarm 2, a 17-meter long robotic arm that has become a vital part of the International Space Station.
Did they just say the Canadarm? I feel as though I've never heard of such a thing. A Canadarm? That's crazy. I mean, I can only assume that's because they either designed it, installed it, or paid for it, whatever it may be. But no, that's an incredible note. I want to kind of, here we go. Because just look at all the little details, and you even got the stars in the background. It kind of just gives that real void kind of look. And really, I also noticed if we take it all the way back, here we go, that I was going, oh, you know, the Queen is definitely on there as well. Because I've just been trying to figure out how strong is the ties to, I guess, the British Empire and all of that kind of thing still in Canada. But I guess considering it's still on the notes, and she has been for her entire life. Where are they? Here we go, just all of these different ones here. They are some pretty impressive notes. I mean, the top one just looks like a US dollar, and then to be honest, you just see them slowly just go, let's just leave that behind to just go to beautiful polymer, just colorful notes like we had just saw before, like this one as well.
Has become a vital part of the International Space Station. Whilst the $10 bill celebrates the country's railways, one of the great legacies of Sir John A. Macdonald, the Prime Minister who features on the front of the note. The $20 explores the themes of war and remembrance, including the Canadian National Vimy Memorial and poppies. And the $50 depicts Arctic research and exploration, with the CCGS Amundsen icebreaker.
Yeah, wow.
Finally, the $100 bill portrays the country's contributions towards medical science, including one of Canada's greatest innovations, insulin. Now,
yeah, true. Actually, we just checked out that not too long ago, as we saw it in the Heritage Minutes, and it was just an incredible story. You know, you're going, hang on a second, yeah, there were people, or there was a time before insulin where people were just obviously very, very ill and very, very sick because there was nothing to help them. And so it certainly makes sense that it is worthy of being on a $100 bill. They've even got kind of, oh, what is it called? The ECG readout? Oh, I'm not too sure. And it even continues over to the left. All of the holographic stuff, man, they're just absolutely beautiful notes. Just look at those, insulin, and in the old kind of bottles as well.
Including one of Canada's greatest innovations, insulin.
DNA as well.
Now, these banknotes are much more detailed and elaborate than I've just described, but hopefully this should give you an overview of some of their basic themes.
I love how they kind of make them look textured just by using different, I guess if you call them tessellating patterns. And then so we've got the 5, the blue, okay, and then we just come to this purple one. Yeah, okay, so issued in 2013. I think he just said that they had a new issue, and so hopefully he shows what they are. And I'm also curious about what the circle in the middle of the maple leaf is about. I mean, it's kind of a more detailed maple leaf than is on the flag, but it certainly kind of bears the same shape, and or maybe it's more like a realistic one. But either way, I just want to know, what is that circle in the middle of the leaf for? Because honestly, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Japan's entire flag in that regard. And then you guys going to that one, we've got Queen on the green, got the orangey red. It's a weird kind of color scheme. I mean, he's really, really red, but then you got deep oranges in there as well, and then obviously the weird kind of yellow. I mean, our yellow, I don't know if you call that yellow, but our yellow is definitely a lot more yellow than that. But hey, like I said, they're beautiful banknotes.
But here's where it gets really cool. All 5 banknotes heavily feature maple leaves running either side of the transparent window.
Yeah.
But the clear leaf on the upper left of each note is particularly special. If you take a laser pen and shine it through the window, then the denomination is projected onto the surface below.
What?
How amazing is that?
Wait, what?
And then there's a note
Wait,
project
what
special.
is going on there?
If you take a laser pen and shine it through the window, then the denomination is projected onto the surface
What do you mean the denomination? Is that... I'm seeing 6 things there, I don't know what I'm looking for.
below. How amazing is that? And then there's an urban
really
legend
confused.
circulating that the notes even smell like maple syrup. I've mentioned
That's just because so many people are eating maple syrup, drinking maple syrup, and so you just end up with maple syrup all over your hands, and then they go, oh yeah, I've got some notes here, and that's why, not because they actually just meant to be like that.
this in a previous video, and it seems to be a very contentious subject, with people on both sides adamant that they both do and don't smell like maple syrup.
Of course not, but
The Bank
I'm
of
sure
Canada
they
have
do.
repeatedly denied this, although when comparing them to other polymer notes, they definitely have a very different and much sweeter smell.
Oh, okay then. I mean, I certainly have no evidence to back that up, but I feel as though that's just a hell of a lot of money that would go into doing something like that. They just wouldn't want to bother. But no, look at that. We've got the New Zealand dollars, the Canadian dollars, and the AU dollars. And like I've said before, Australia was the first country in the world to bring in the polymer notes, and that is the old series. Oh, actually, we've got 2 of the new ones. Oh no, 3 of the new ones. We've got the 5, the 10, and the 50 of the new ones. They haven't really done the 100 or the 20, or the 20 I think is the last one to do. And really, you can just see that all of these countries are just sharing all of their technologies, all of the ideas, and they're all just going, hey, that's a great idea, let's do this as well, because man, just they're all incredible. And really, now that I'm seeing our Australian 5, the Canadian 10, and the, I guess, the 50, wow, that's it, completely threw me off by saying 50, but either way, you can definitely see that the New Zealand note and the Canadian note are definitely similar colors, where we are a little bit more pink in there, and so yeah, I guess we're just the outlier in that regard.
Either way, Canada has set their own bar pretty high, and in 2017, they set it even higher, releasing a special edition $10 bill to commemorate the country's 150th anniversary.
Fair enough.
Now, this banknote is literally teeming with symbolism and important features, including significant historical figures, architectural elements from the country's parliament, depictions of the country's different landscapes and environments, and various crests and symbols, such as Canada's coat of arms and the owl bouquet, designed by an acclaimed Inuit artist. Oh,
Wait,
and
what's
it
the
even
owl bouquet?
owl bouquet, designed by an acclaimed Inuit artist.
I can't say I have any idea what that is, but no, that's an incredible note. I mean, it's kind of looks a little bit older style in terms of the color scheme and whatnot. You know, it's not as punchy bright, it's more muted, but it kind of just gets the point across in that regard. And even the fact that you got all of this artwork in the background, like, man, the printer, or the poor printer that has to print all these notes, just going, man, couldn't you have given me something a little bit more or less detailed? But no, I'm just trying to figure out, do I know any of these people from any heritage minutes that I have watched? I don't think so. I mean, I do recognize the name Cartier, and so maybe that's the same Cartier that was kind of the, I don't know if you call him explorer. I'm kind of foggy on the memory about exactly what he was. But other than that, I don't think I know anyone there, and so maybe on the other side.
It is literally teeming with symbolism and important features, including significant historical figures, architectural elements from the country's parliament, depictions of the country's different landscapes and environments,
I really like
and
that.
various crests and symbols, such as Canada's coat of arms and the owl bouquet, designed by an acclaimed Inuit artist. Oh, and it even features the Northern Lights. And then right at the end of 2018, they somehow managed to top even this,
Here we
and
go.
release what I personally regard as the world's single coolest banknote.
Vertical.
The very first thing you notice is that it's vertical, joining the likes of the Swiss franc, which have been portrayed since the mid-90s.
Damn, since the mid-90s, they also look like polymer notes, and they just went, hey, stuff, it's horizontal stuff. No, we're just going to go do our own thing, and even though the 100 is a little bit of an outlier right there, I just want to take it back to this one, because once again, the purple has just come back. They obviously love their purple $10 notes, but I have no idea what that building is, and oh, there we go, there's Viola Desmond. I had no idea. Viola, oh damn, I don't know which one it is. I've kind of double checking myself. But no, either way, that's incredible that she's actually made it onto the note, and so it makes sense. I just kind of realized the other day that it's on the Heritage Minutes kind of subscription bit, that she's actually kind of the subscribed kind of profile picture, if you want to call it that. And so really, even though I obviously know her story now from the Heritage Minutes, she's an incredibly important figure if she's getting on all of these different things and one of these kind of banknotes. That's incredible. I mean, I can only assume he's going to explain it, but I can even see what looks like a cityscape below her to her left, and then yeah, like I said, that building, and man, there's a lot going on here, so let's see what he's got.
It's vertical, joining the likes of the Swiss franc, which have been portrayed since the mid-90s. And secondly, it features a woman, one of the first Canadian banknotes to do so. This is Viola Desmond,
Viola,
a black businesswoman
okay.
jailed for refusing to leave a whites-only section at a movie theatre in 1946.
Jailed.
Her story helped instigate the Canadian civil rights movement, and today, Canada has undoubtedly become the world leader in terms of human rights. To her left is an abstract map of Halifax, where she lived and worked, and below is the vaulted dome ceiling of the Library of Parliament.
Yeah,
The reverse features the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, and a section from the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. There's also an eagle feather representing truth, power and freedom.
Well, then there was obviously just a lot to unpack there. I just want to take it back. Where was it? So that was Halifax, which I now know had the Halifax explosion. So that's a weird kind of connection. I didn't know that she lived there. And really, I think it's quite funny that I'm watching this video after I've already got all this other kind of context. Because if I had to watch this video after I had all the context surrounding her and Halifax, then I just would have been going, oh yeah, okay, there's this place and that's her. Sure, I don't really know anything about it. But no, I know her story now. And so that's pretty incredible. I mean, I don't know what all the different colors are. Maybe they're just kind of showing all the different blocks of land. Or perhaps it's kind of designating buildings and parks and roads. I mean, I guess you can guess where the roads are, but either way, no, that's a very detailed banknote. You got all the holographic stuff down here. I'm fairly sure he said Parliament. And then, oh, I forget what this was. Hopefully he says it. What did he say?
The reverse features the Canadian Museum for Human Rights.
Oh wow, Canadian Museum for Human Rights. I didn't even know that was a museum that you could have, but that's awesome, okay. And then obviously finishing off with this passage, every individual is equal before and under the law and has the right to equal protection and equal benefit of the law without discrimination. Well, that is definitely just a very eloquent way to be putting that, and so it's good that it's on the bill, but man, just keep it up, Canada.
All in all, this is an incredibly beautiful and meaningful banknote, as can only be expected of Canada by now, and I cannot wait to see the rest of the series over the upcoming years.
There we go, that is obviously the end of the video. I just want to take it back to get out of here. I don't want to see India's currency right now. I'm just checking out Canada's currency. But no, you can just absolutely appreciate all the detail that goes into these things. Like, man, I wonder how many different artists and who is kind of the main team that just goes, you know what, we're going to take this, we're going to put this in, we're going to make this holographic, we're going to make this kind of invisible ink. Just so many different little components that go into making notes both beautiful, but also obviously they're meant to be secure as well, because quite clearly that is the main reason that everyone went to polymer, because they're harder to copy. You can do things like the incredible transparent window where you just go, what, how's that thing floating? You know, the US has never seen anything like that before. And so yeah, I absolutely have to give it to Canada. They have some incredible nodes. Their verticals are a really nice touch. I don't think we've ever done anything like a one-off. I don't know if it's a one-off, but kind of just a more commemorative note in that regard. You know, we generally just do an entire series update. And I also absolutely love our notes. I think they're very special, and I think of all of these notes are very special. And so hey, I feel as though we're both very lucky. Both Canada, I guess New Zealand was even in here, and there are a couple of other ones I think, oh god, I can't remember exactly, but maybe India, is that why they were showing out? Either way, there are a couple of other countries that just rock the polymer banknote, and that's just awesome. I think they're just way better than any other note. You know, they last longer. You can do things like I said with the transparent windows and the colors, and they're waterproof, and there's just so many positive things about the entire thing. And so I wish the entire country, or wish the entire world kind of adopted them. I mean, I wish there was something better than the plastic in a way, but at the same time, I'm fairly sure it's been kind of studied and looked into and proven that the polymer banknotes are actually better for the environment than all the cotton blend and whatever it is that let's say the US has. And so yeah, just keep it up. The world just needs to keep doing this kind of thing, and that's just incredible. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Also, if this is the first video that you're watching, then make sure to check out just any other ones we've done. You know, we've done international videos, but we've also done a hell of a lot of Canadian videos. And also make sure to check out the original video in the description below. Or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.